name is Bree from 1134 Press, where we share bookmaking, journaling, and papercraft inspiration. So we are embarking on a new book project, and it is going to be a spooky photo album. So Halloween is upon us, and I was trying to think of a book project that was functional, but also really creepy and eerie. So I had this vision of a book that had a skull with flowers and moss and bugs all around it. So I went to the dollar store and the thrift store because they are conveniently located next to each other in my area. And I picked up a whole bunch of Halloween decor, and then I had in my mind that I was going to find either just a regular book or a old sketchbook or something like that for really cheap to decorate. So while I was on my hunt to find a notebook type sketchbook thing to alter, I came across this coin photo album thing. The binder came with 3 pages made of chipboard so coin collectors could preserve the coins within the pages. The pages were reinforced with brass eyelets to make them durable when turning the page. You could totally recreate these pages with a simple binder and chipboard that you punch your own holes through and reinforce with eyelets and a setter. I'll link these tools below, but for this project, these pages will be decorated as a family photo album for creepy creatures. Brush black acrylic paint on the inside and outside of the binder's cover. While the paint is still wet, gently dab the brush to create a bumpy texture. I used a hairdryer to speed up the process and alternated between warm and cool because I'm honestly not sure which is better. Comment below if you know the answer. I'm thinking cool is best. I also layered Tim Holtz tissue on the edges of the book and lightly spritzed the tissue with black mixed media art spray. The idea here is to just add more texture and dimension to your cover. I purchased this skull from the dollar store. The plastic was thin enough to cut with a craft knife, but if you have a skull that's not as thin as this one, heating the plastic with a blow dryer will make it easier to cut. I used Fabri-Tac glue for this entire project. Hot glue is too fragile after it cools, and Mod Podge is too thin. I'll make sure to link this glue in the description below. Once the skull was in place, I framed the skull using soft floral foam, which I also purchased from the dollar store. Use the mixed media art spray to blacken the foam before you glue it into place. To further secure the skull, I used air dry clay to smooth out the gaps between the foam and the skull. This was my first time using air dry clay, and I can't wait to craft more with this material. Make sure you keep a cup of water nearby to wet your hands when molding the clay. Moss has become one of my favorite materials to craft with. Unlike our last junk journal project, the moss I'm using is loose. If you're not sure what project I'm referring to, check out my nature theme junk journal playlist linked above in the cards and description below. I was pleasantly surprised to find that the loose moss adhered to the book without falling off. The trick is to roll the moss into a ball and glue it in sections onto the cover. The floral foam is handy when adding the fake flowers and bugs. You can easily push the stem of the flowers and legs of bugs into the foam, but make sure to secure the embellishments with a little glue. I purchased these flowers from Hobby Lobby sometime in the spring. I like the contrast of the beautifully bright flowers to add a pop of color, but you could totally use something darker to make the cover more macabre. I sprayed the bugs with art spray to darken them up. These were also purchased from the dollar store. In retrospect, I want to add some crystals to the cover, so if you know a good shop to pick some up, let me know in the comments. To finish the look, I cut a piece of this dollar store cobweb thingy and glued it to the back and spine of the binder. I am so happy with how this photo album turned out. It is exactly how I envisioned, which, you know, when you're creative, sometimes things don't turn out the way that you want it to turn out, especially if you're using materials that you're not used to using. Over the next couple of videos, I'm going to try out different art techniques to decorate the pages that will go on the inside. I have some ideas for creepy creatures that I want to decorate the pages with, but if you guys have some favorites that you want me to feature, definitely leave a comment below. So we will see you guys next Wednesday. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe and share. Also hit us up on Instagram at 1134press. I'm always on there. We'll see you guys next week.